guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As always, I really appreciate it. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny. Thank you so much for swinging by. And if this is not your first time, thank you so much for being back. You honestly have no idea how much I appreciate it. So for today's video, I figured I would sit down, do a little makeup. Lately, makeup has definitely, I mean more than ever, been such therapy for me. Makeup has always been therapy, but I don't know what it's been about lately. I don't know if it's I just haven't been doing my makeup as much because of COVID. But every time I sit down and do a full face of makeup, I should just feel like for at least an hour and a half, however long it takes me. For that moment, I'm just like so relaxed. When I finish, I feel so good. So for today's video, I wanted to sit down, do my makeup, feel relaxed, feel like I'm doing therapy with you guys, and sort of just give you a little life update. I know that many of you follow me on Instagram, but not all of you do. And for the most part, just like day to day, I do update my Instagram a little bit more on what's going on with my personal life. So I figured, let me just sit down, make a video about what's been going on, like what are the updates, what are the pregnancy updates. There's been quite a few things happening. My energy level has been like wah. Not just because I'm pregnant, but because there has been a couple of like stressful things going on. But so yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. Very chill, very relaxed, talking, chit-chatting. If you want to go ahead and do your makeup along with me, want to grab a glass of wine, but just don't tell me because I would be so jealous. So you can have your glass of wine, just please just keep it to yourself, don't tell me. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and start doing our makeup. Alrighty, so I'm gonna start off by spritzing my face. This is the Flower Seal the Deal setting spray. This one is like a radiant finish. I really like the radiant finish, and there's another one that's like for radiant glowy skin. I absolutely hate, with a passion, you guys, hate the Flower setting spray that is the matte finish. I hate it so much. I've used it on myself and on clients, and every time I use it, I see where all the little dots landed. So imagine you have like a full face of makeup, you're done, ready to go, seal the deal, you're sprayed on, and when it dries, you have little dots everywhere. I mean, it was a nightmare. But let me just put a little bit more. And you know something, let me get this hair out of the way. Okay, now I feel a little bit more ready. I'm gonna go in with my trusty Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I have been using this what feels now like a gazillion years, but it's really only been like, oh my gosh, it's actually been all of 2020. Which is why it probably feels like a gazillion years. So you guys, I am officially 30 weeks pregnant. I know! Like, what in the world? So I feel like the strangest thing has been happening to me with the pregnancy, where I feel like it's gone so fast. And I don't know if it's because of COVID that I'm not really doing as much as I normally would. I'm, you know, home a lot more. And so I feel like time is just not moving. But it actually is. And so I would say that probably 2 weeks ago, I had this, holy shit, I'm actually pregnant. This is actually happening. I am not ready. I have nothing. I had this moment where it just, all of it became very real. So I started to panic just a little bit. And you know why I feel like maybe I feel this more than anything else is because, yes, COVID, but also I was 3 weeks early with Aria. She came 3 weeks early, and so I can't help but feel like that's gonna be the same thing this time around. So when I do the math and I sit down, and then, you know, they recommend that you quarantine a certain amount of time before birth, and when I just start like calculating the dates, I'm like, that's like tomorrow. So although I hit this major panic mode, you'd think I'd get my act together and just get very productive and do things. No. You guys, I am literally filming in the room that's gonna be the baby's room. So if you're wondering if I've gotten anything done in her room, here's your answer. Absolutely not. Listen, I laugh, but that's not funny. That gives me internal panic. Since I am being what I say is evicted from this room, we've been doing a lot of construction to the house. We redid one of the bathrooms. So in case you guys don't know, my husband and I, we bought recently a year ago actually. We bought a fixer-upper and we like totally gutted the whole thing. I have a video on it if you guys want to check it out, like a before and after. I love those kind of videos, so if you're anything like me, you can go ahead and check it out. And we pretty much did everything except one of the guest bathrooms and a couple of lights. Like we put hi-hats like all over the house, and there was a couple of bedrooms and hallway that we didn't do that. So then we decided before baby, we need to do all of this, because once the baby gets here, life is different. Like we're not just gonna have a baby, we're gonna have a newborn and a full-blown toddler. Aria is gonna be 2 years old in like less than a month, so it should be very interesting. And so we didn't want to leave anything for last minute, so then we decided, you know what, it's now or never. So we started construction. We did the bathroom. I'll insert some clips. Came out super cute. So I actually decided for that bathroom, so that bathroom is on our second floor. So we have 3 bathrooms. So we have 1 downstairs and 2 upstairs. So we have the master and then this one that we just redid. And so at first I wasn't sure if I wanted to do something like completely different, like a whole different vibe to the bathroom. But honestly, I'm so obsessed with the way our master bathroom came out that I was like, nah. So I wanted them to be like sister bathrooms, so they look very similar. Now what I'm gonna do is I'll probably just like little details here and there, I'll switch them up, change them to just give it a little bit of like a different feel, but I just wanted them to feel uniformed, you know? Does that make sense? No, just me. So once we got ourselves in the mess of construction, I don't know if you guys have ever had construction in your house when you're living there, but that shit crazy. And let me tell you, I'm a very, you know, I like to be easygoing when it comes to the stuff. If the house is a mess, like I can keep going, I can function. I don't like it, but I don't like overly stress about the mess or anything like that. Like I try to keep, you know, the goal in mind, like, oh my goodness, imagine what the house is gonna look like, blah blah blah. But even then, it gets intense. Stress gets to you, your life doesn't like flow and function the same. And when you have kids, that's like on another level, because it doesn't just throw off your schedule. If it throws off my schedule, it's like, who cares? I'm an adult. Put my big girl panties on and deal with it. Poor little Aria, as you can imagine, the bathroom is connected to her bedroom. So she's like trying to nap and all she hears is so she's like, what's that mean? She was a trooper. She never cried, she never complained. Now the only thing that would happen is that instead of her laying in her crib napping, she would just stay up. You know, she'd stay up and she'd be playing and making noises and talking and singing and playing with her teddy bears. So you could only imagine by like 7 o'clock at night, she's like an exhausted baby. And after a week of an exhausted baby, that's a lot. But what I was gonna say is, since we were already in the disaster that is construction, we just said, go big or go home. We need to just do everything now. And so we had a loft area between our bedroom and the girls' bedroom, like an open area, and it was very nice because like we have like really tall ceilings, so it just made it all feel like really open. But what we decided to do, and I'm honestly so grateful to my husband, like just, hi babe, if you're watching this, hello, thank you. Because I really hesitated to do this, but what we decided to do is we closed that space in and turned it into a bedroom, and that is gonna be my new filming room, because like I said, I'm being evicted from this room. And the truth is that there's just no way that I could film consistently every week and post every week the way I have been doing if I don't have a room dedicated and set up for YouTube. There was just no way. Okay, now really quick, I want to tell you guys that I'm going to be using this Naughty palette from Huda Beauty, and I'm obsessed with this. Obsessed. It was gifted to me by my brother and my sister-in-law for Christmas, and I can't stop using it. So before making this decision to turn the loft area, like the open area, into a bedroom, you guys, I was so stressed. You have no idea. I was so stressed because I just could not figure out how I was going to film. I was like, how am I going to do this? Where am I going to do this? Usually when I film, either Ari is taking a nap, or like for example right now she's with Louis, my husband. They're hanging out doing their thing. So now I'm like, okay, but it's different when you have a toddler and a newborn. The house, I would imagine, this is all new to me. But I would imagine that there's just going to be a little bit more chaos, a little bit more noise. Things are going to be, you know, for a little while not as routine-ish with the baby. So I can't just film out in the open because you know you're gonna have like screaming kids in the back the whole time. So I was honestly super stressed out about that, and it was like weighing really heavy on me. I felt just defeated. I felt like, oh my god, is this a sign that I'm not supposed to be doing YouTube? And I went down that rabbit hole. You know what I'm talking about. You know, I'm just so thankful that he just broke it down, simplified it for me. You know, I just had this thing in my head that it was going to be such a huge deal and I was going to ruin the house and all that. You know how it is. We start telling ourselves the most ridiculous things in the entire world. Luckily, I had him to like snap me out of it, and you guys, I am so excited now. I feel like I'm back to feeling pumped, excited. I'm feeling like, okay, YouTube is what I want to keep doing. It's what brings me so much happiness, so much joy, and I'm like really grateful. I'm thinking of filming a video where I just kind of take you guys along with me with the setup of the new room. So I don't know, let's see. So that's pretty much what's been going on with the house. We are officially, as of 3 days ago, we are officially 100% done with everything construction related. So being done, I definitely feel like a weight has been lifted and I feel less stressed. So that is home update. Now, as far as pregnancy update, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll know this. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you probably don't know that I got diagnosed with gestational diabetes. Now, I was optimistic, but I was also realistic because I had gestational diabetes with Aria. So, you know, I know that everybody says every pregnancy is different, and that's very true. But, you know, I just went into it with that mentality of like, I'm hoping for the best, crossing my fingers, staying very optimistic. But if it happens, I know that I'll be okay and everything's fine. But of course, one thing is to say that, and then it's to live the experience. So although I went into it a little bit more mentally prepared, it still stirred a lot. A lot of emotion in me. With Aria, when I found out I had gestational diabetes, it was bad. It was bad. I think I cried for like 3 days straight. This time with baby girl, I think I cried for like 1 day, and it was like 5-minute intervals. Like I'd cry for 5 minutes, then go a couple hours, cry for another 5 minutes. I was just feeling very emotional, and yeah, I was just feeling very emotional and I just wanted to cry. I wanted to just let it out. So I was in my feelings for about a day, and then after that I just kind of like composed myself and I said, okay, time to do what I know I gotta do. I met with the specialist and the dietitian. They put me on like a really strict diet, and we kind of like went over everything. Like I said, I went through this with Aria, so I kind of already knew what to expect. So in that sense, like it was easier. Like the information overloadness that came the first time, this time it felt a little easier. So when you have gestational diabetes, they pretty much put you on just a very low carb diet. They have you counting, obviously they tell you no sugar. That's a given. Like no orange juice, no candy, no donuts. But what they have you do is they have you count your carbs. So I have to follow like a very strict carb count. Like for breakfast, I have a certain amount of carbs that I can eat. For lunch, dinner, blah, blah, blah. You have to eat like every 3-4 hours max. You have to eat. And then you constantly have to check your sugar. So you'll constantly have to like prick your finger, draw some blood, and then check your glucose levels and stuff. So I think that at the beginning for me, this all feels very overwhelming because it's just getting used to counting, getting used to like reading labels, do my research, and I find like recipes online on what to do and what kind of snacks to eat. So that's been consuming me a lot. It has stressed me out, I'm not gonna lie. So I feel like it's been more of the stress of this takes a really long time, and so it just consumes me. So I feel like it leaves me feeling like I have very little time for anything else. So then that's what starts to cause the anxiety. It's actually like so scheduled, so time, so precise. Like you have to be ready with your snacks. You have to like constantly put timers on your phone because you got to check your sugar at like 2 hours after this, and then you have to eat after this many hours. So it's the consumption of it that makes me feel stressed, because it makes me feel like I have no time for work. it leaves me feeling like I have less time for Aria. So that's the part that stresses me out. But I decided that I'm just gonna sit down on Sundays and I'm going to like map out, sort of like meal prep. I'm not actually going to meal prep like where I prepare the meals, but I am going to map it out where I'm going to just write down, okay, for Monday, this is going to be dinner, this is going to be breakfast, these are my snack options, something like that, just so it frees up a little bit of room up here. I feel like that's going to be really, really helpful, especially since I found out yesterday that I'm gonna have to do insulin again. So with Aria, I did insulin and it looks like I'm gonna have to do the same thing this time around. I had the same exact experience where I knew it was coming, and I knew that this is what they were going to say because I'm the one checking my logs every day. So I see that in the mornings I wake up with my sugar high, and it doesn't matter what kind of snack I have, it doesn't matter like what changes I make, I always wake up and my glucose is high. So I knew that was going to lead to the insulin. And so it's the weirdest thing. It's like I kept telling myself like, all right, you're ready, you got this, you've done it before, you could do it again, like this whole, you know. And I was at Publix when they sent me a message and told me, and I legit had a mini breakdown at Publix. Nothing too crazy, it was still a breakdown. I shed a couple of tears. I sent a couple of messages to my best friends. I thought I was gonna be ready for this, but I apparently wasn't as ready as I thought. And I feel like you just can't be ready for like crappy news. And again, like this isn't like a terrible thing. It's just a thing that makes me emotional. So, you know, once I had my little breakdown at Publix, I kind of just wiped my tears and kept it going. And then I have my insulin appointment with the specialist tomorrow. So most likely, so tomorrow's Thursday. So most likely by the end of this week, early next week, I'll have to start taking insulin every night. I just remind myself, I've done this before, I can do it again, the baby's safe, I'm safe, this is what needs to be done in order for all of us to be safe. Thank God for like modern medicine and all of these advances that they have to test for these things. Thank goodness that there's like a safe way for me to take the insulin, and then the baby's perfect. Aria was perfect, she is perfect, and I did insulin with her, so I have no doubt in my mind that everything is gonna be amazing. It's just, you know, it sucks. Nobody wants to pinch themselves and inject themselves with anything every night, but you know I'll be okay. I let myself cry it out. I was like super in my feelings, and don't get me wrong, there's still days where I'm still like in my feelings, and I know for a fact that when I go pick up the insulin and I have to do it the first day, I'm probably gonna cry and I'm gonna be in my feelings, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. It's human nature. You know, right now with the pregnancy, I have like my hormones are raging and stuff. So, and another life update that has nothing to do with pregnancy is my husband and I started binge watching Grey's Anatomy for the first time ever. I feel like every time I say that out loud, I get a couple of people are shooketh when they find out that neither one of us have ever watched it. There was like nothing on TV, one of those, like we all have them. Oh, what do we watch? We don't know. And then my husband one day like stops, like he's like scrolling through Netflix, and he like stops and he's like, should we do it? Should we do it? Should we go there? And then we scroll through all the seasons, and I'm not gonna lie, I was very overwhelmed because every time we start a season, we start going to bed really late. Like last night we went to bed like at 1:30 in the morning, like, and I had to be up early because I had to like do a client's makeup, and I was like, we can't handle this. Like, we don't know how to be responsible Netflix binge watchers. Right now we are on season, oh, as a matter of fact, yesterday we finished season 2. The reason we went to bed so late is because we finished season 2 and the last episode was like intense AF, and I'm talking about almost like the exact same time. When that episode ended, we both looked at each other and we were like, oh hell no, like absolutely not, like we can't go to bed. Who goes to bed with this anxiety? And the episodes are kind of long, so this was like around like a little bit past midnight, so that's why we ended up going to sleep so late. But I gotta be honest, it was worth it. All right, no look is ever complete without it. Bam, bam. All right. Alrighty guys, who is she? Honestly, like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't know what it is about lately, but this just feels so therapeutic. I'm feeling myself. Do you guys see how much lighter my hair's gotten? I love it. Alrighty guys, so we have come to the end of the makeup. That means we have come to the end of this chit chat life update video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't done so already, what are you waiting for? Please don't forget to subscribe. Also, please don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up to let me know that you like it. And I'm still posting videos every week. I'm not always able to get them up on Wednesday because sometimes mama is tired, but I am still posting videos every week. So if you guys want, you can hit that little notification bell. That's gonna let you know every time I upload a video. So yeah, you guys, oh wait, hold on, I wanted to give you a belly update. Here she is. Alrighty guys, so that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. As always, I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.